Hey guys, welcome to Fetch Referal. Before we get into the genealogy, I just wanted to quickly show you puzzle progress. Look at that. I'll keep you updated. So let's begin. I'm going to bring you down so that I can sit and do this. Okay. Okay. What we usually do on this channel when we get a copy of this is we go over it like in a basic way, like do an overview, and then I'll go through it and we'll do a deeper dive into certain areas. Oh, so okay. First of all, they're comparing the family trees of Ancestry, Family Search, MyHeritage, and more. But I wanted to show you the inside, these pullouts. Okay, I'm taking New York. I do not need Wyoming, and I'm going to take this. I don't need Wyoming, and Wyoming fell out anyway. Okay. There's some DNA information here. Okay. One of the other things in here is talking about your Irish ancestors, which for me is huge. Let's see, where did it? Irish roots, 42. So let's take a look at that. Okay. Make your own good fortune with expert tips for scaling brick walls in your Irish genealogy research. Okay, we know that. Daughters were named in order of a similar pattern to the mother's mother, the father's mother, the mother's oldest sister, and the mother's second eldest sister. Okay. So that means that mother's mother, then the mother. So the second daughter would be the name of Thomas's mother, but it's not. Unless that was her middle name. Try to remember. Oh, wait. Yeah, James and Jane were Thomas's parents. They did the male naming pattern, for sure. Father's mother. Oh, Margaret. Okay, they did do that. Jane's mother was Margaret, right? Margaret Forbes, yeah. And then the father's mother, James' mother, we don't know, but I have an idea. And then there should have been one named Jane. Anyway, this is interesting. This is the counties. Now, what I'm... Yeah, Wyoming, you can stay on the floor. Sorry for anyone from Wyoming. I'll pick Wyoming up after. He's going in the trash. It's not an insult to anybody from Wyoming. I don't need him, and he keeps falling out of the magazine. So, but Ulster is what I'm concerned with. Now, you may be concerned with a different county. Who knows? But Ulster is now Northern Ireland. And these three counties are now the Republic of Ireland as of 1922. Hopefully it'll give me some links to records. Visit cemeteries. Okay. Reads native of County Wicklow. Oh, I guess those aren't the counties. What are those? Crap. Anyway. Oh, right, they're not the counties. Those are the sections. I know that's not the word, but and then each section, Ulster being Northern Ireland. My family was from County Armagh, which is right here. I doubt you can see that, but that's where they were from. And before 1922, it was one country. So, at a glance. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of interesting stuff, and we'll do a deeper dive into that once I write down some notes. All right. The next thing I want to do out is a big pullout. They always say these are worth $10 or $9.99. They're not. In my opinion, is Ancestry DNA, which definitely could help a lot of us, not just me. So it's explaining a lot of things about it. There's a little glossary. And a few websites that sort of explain a little more. And some books that will help. So, and there are 6 tips. This last one talks about if you find out that a relative has different parentage than you expected, or you find a half-sibling or something, be delicate. I probably wasn't so delicate with mine, but and create groups of matches, which I do anyway, that help to group them by family. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. New York, I definitely need. I love that they give you websites, publications, archives, all that sort of stuff right on the back. And if you're in Wyoming, they got Wyoming. Not everybody needs every single state. It's great that they do them. It's great that they update them. The states I personally want to collect: New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine, Michigan, let's see, maybe Kansas. I have a cousin in Kansas. California. I have family in so many places for so many years. Lot in California, in different parts of California, in different, eras. So I have a ton in California. Still to this day, I call California on a regular basis to talk to my cousin Monty. So and I talked to my cousin Linda Jean in Oregon. I've had a couple of cousins in Oregon, but it doesn't go back far enough. Trying to think. I actually do have a couple of. No, I have one in Washington. Trying to think. Some in Colorado, but again, it doesn't go back that far. New Hampshire could be helpful. Did I mention Vermont? Pretty much all of New England. Let's see. What other states? I have family in Pennsylvania, but again, they don't go back that far. Oh, it's snowing. Well, it's more like squalls, because we're not really going to add up to anything. If you're not from an area that snows, a snow squall is snow that comes down, is blown around, and can sometimes make what do you call it? Visibility an issue, but it's not accumulating snow. And you'll notice with a snow squall, the snow comes down this way, that way, and that way. That's why they call it a squall, because it kind of twists and moves. So anyway, I just happened to notice it out the window, so I figured I'd tell you. For those of you who don't know what a snow squall is, that is a real word. So, like I said, there's not going to be any accumulation. Usually there isn't with squalls. And they usually don't last long. And you can see how it's going in different directions. Anyway, trying to think of where else. Obviously Ireland. Northern Ireland. Although, like I said, until 1922 it was one country, so it didn't matter. Michigan, like I said, goes back quite far. I had an entire line of my family go to Michigan to work in the automotive industry. So I have a line of my family in Ohio, but they haven't been there that long as far as. And I have a line in Iowa. Again, haven't been there, historically, I guess is the best way of putting it. But I have, good grief, lines of my family in so many states. And I'm sure everyone does. Canada is another place. Specifically, Quebec. But Canada in general would be fine. So, those are the pullouts I look for. Tell me in the comments, what states would you be looking for? And maybe you'll find other people who are looking for the same states. And one thing to note, they don't usually tell you that in these, but there are 4 states that are called commonwealths. Now, this was because they were some of the first states, and it goes back to the United Kingdom, because you have to remember, places like Australia, Canada, are commonwealths, meaning they're independent countries, but they're still under the Queen, if that makes sense. Well, Commonwealth doesn't mean much in the United States anymore, but there are 4 that are legally called Commonwealth. You would not, for instance, in court, you would not say the state of Massachusetts, you would say the Commonwealth. Because I happen to live in a Commonwealth. What does that mean right now? Not a whole lot of anything. But for your research, you need to note that. It's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So, if you've ever watched like Boston Legal, you'll notice when they stand up in court, it's not state versus blah blah blah, it's Commonwealth. It's mostly, as Elton Brown would say, nomenclature, which is a fancy word for the name game. Back in the day, it meant something, like way back in the 1600s, it meant something, but now it's just nomenclature, it's just a name game. But it's legal. So when you're in those 4 places, legally, it's, if you go to court or something, it's going to be the Commonwealth. It's not going to be the state. So other than legally, it doesn't mean much. I'll try to find a link to explaining why those 4 states are commonwealths. We use it interchangeably with state. My mother did not. My mother was a stickler for Commonwealth. Because legally that's what it is. But most people use the 2 interchangeably in states that are commonwealths. It's not unusual. I use Commonwealth when I talk about Massachusetts because I grew up with my mother, who used it from the time I can remember, because legally that's what it is. How many times have I said that? But because I grew up that way, I am a stickler for that. And you'll find that people in my mother's age group are sticklers for that as well. By the way, Just a note for you, on the other channel, in April, we'll be doing some kind of special video for my father's 80th birthday. And in July, we'll do some kind of special video for my mother's 70th birthday. So, because I'm going to celebrate them. Those are big birthdays. So, I want to make sure that they get celebrated. Anyway. So, thank you so much for joining me. I know I didn't go into a lot. We'll go into more details about New York and about Ancestry and other things another day. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the next day, but I need to go through. I need to make notes. Then we'll come back and do a deeper dive. This was just sort of a review of the magazine like we do every month. Thank you for joining me. God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Please subscribe to both channels and hit the bells. We're trying to get to 500 on the other channel and 300 on this channel. And with your help, I know we can do it. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Mwah.